So guys, as I'm still waiting for my apartment to have furniture and be able to move in, I've now rented a Soviet apartment on the last metro station just outside of Kiev city. And here it is. This is gonna be my first time living in one of these units, and let me give you a tour. All right, so mine is on the second floor. Хорошо. До свидания. Oh, you slip? That's it. Here we go, guys. Здравствуйте.
Hello,
Nice to meet you. Okay, guys, I just checked in, and this is my lovely host. What was your name?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. So, I'll show you guys around after
Here.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Spasiba.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, very first thing I did, went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. Actually, just right there. How convenient is that? And boy, did I buy all the stuff. Look at this fresh bread that's still warm. Eggs, more bread, some butter, some meat, and of course, bacon. I'm not gonna go through all of it right now, but I'm so excited just to cook and have like a nice comfortable place to sit and enjoy. Alright guys, so I've actually been living in that apartment for about 2 weeks now, and I really like it. This is the metro station right behind me. It's called Heroes of Dnipro, and it's the last station. So it's outside of the center, but it's still just a 5-10 minute walk from the metro station. It makes it really easy. It's about a 30-minute ride on the subway into the city center, kind of depending on where you're going. So it's an extra like 30-40 minutes every day in my life. It's usually 40 minutes. And honestly, as much as I like being here, I go to the center way too much. Like if you only go to the center, a couple times a week, it's fine. But for me, it's just a waste of being on that bus or on the metro for 40 minutes every day. What I do like about it is the street. Let me show you. So on the walk, the 10-minute walk from the metro, you have all these little shops. People selling fresh fruits and vegetables. Prices are actually marked, which is really nice. You always get a local price. You have little bread shops, and there's actually a, like these other stores. Like I might not ever need to buy a weapon or some earrings, but it's kind of cool that they have these butterfly knives for sale. They have little kids' toys. You have tons of little shops like this, which I really like. There's the cheapest pizza in the world, it's 45 hryvnia. There's a sushi place right next to it, and I'm in that building just right behind that. And there's a huge supermarket right next to my building. I love it. It makes it's so convenient to cook. The food, the selection, the food is better than the supermarkets in the city center, and it's like half the price. I assumed all supermarkets would be the same price because in the US, it doesn't matter if you're like downtown in the city center. The supermarkets might be a bit smaller, but in general, they're the same price. Here, it's literally half the price and 5 times as big. So I love cooking there. I love buying, meat and vegetables and groceries. So that I will miss, but I can't do this 40+ minute metro every single day. But I give it a shot. I like it. I think if I had a family, if I wasn't commuting every day into the center to meet friends or to do, God knows what, right? Legal stuff with the apartment, I would happily live out here. By the way, I didn't even mention, not only is it convenient, that's last stop, so you never have to pay attention, and you always get a seat, obviously, if you go to the center. This is the first round, but this is actually a mall. So not only is it convenient because you have the metro station, but you have all these shops as well that you can go into. Not the best mall, but they do, you can pretty much buy whatever you need to buy. And there is a food court on the 3rd floor, which I pretty much never go to because the supermarket is right there, but it does exist. And it's cool that there's a mall right here. So another thing I really love about living in these kind of residential blocks is there's actual families and people kind of just hanging out, walking around, especially in the summer when the weather is nice. There's always people outside, and they have not only children playgrounds, but pull-up bars and kind of outdoor workout areas for adults. Let me show you. So in pretty much every single residential area, they have outdoor kind of pull-up bar gyms. So especially during the summer, you don't even need a gym because you can get a full body workout here. There's some beasts that are jacked because they do weighted pull-ups. So really, this is all you ever need in these street sport kind of outdoor gyms. So I'm already pretty heavy, so I don't need extra weights, but I can get a good workout just doing pull-ups here. If you guys can't get a good workout here, you're doing something wrong. These outdoor gyms are something left over from the Soviet times, kind of mentality of always having a place for everybody to stay strong and work out in their complex for free.
Для улиц, 160 делал на раз. Все, кто занимается, все достойны.
I know that some of these buildings look very old, kind of depressing. They're gray, they're very kind of Soviet, but I love them. This is something that I wish we had in the US. Not necessarily this like style or design, but kind of this idea, this concept. I mean, just the fact that you have kind of old grandmas walking, you know, with eggs or groceries from the little market 10, 20 minutes away. This is what keeps people alive and healthy. Dobry dzień. Pomodoro. I do mnogo pomodoro. So heading back to the apartment right now, I'm walking through this little garden area. How cute is this? People take the time to make it nice. These tires love to be reused as flowering pots. Sometimes they color them, which is funny. I'm in this building right here. I'm actually not 100% sure who does the gardening, but I'm pretty sure it's just some babushkas who live in this building and just like their place to be beautiful. Might be this person living here. All right, guys, so I've been living in this apartment for about 2 weeks now, and I'm getting ready to leave soon, but I really wanted to show you the inside and little quirks that you find in these old Soviet apartments. This one's actually mildly renovated, but it's still definitely old Soviet style. So first you have this that you can dial to try to get people to let you in, or you can use this magnetic little thing. I don't even know how this works. How do they know this is your magnet and not someone else's? If I can get it to work. Is mine broken now? Oh no. There you go. All Soviet apartments look like this inside. This one's at least painted, but they all look kind of drab and terrible. You have to go up at least one flight of stairs to even get to the elevator. Here's the old Soviet boxes. So other people, everyone pays everything online now, so people don't even really use these. But I've actually never used this elevator because I'm on the second floor. But I think it works. There you go. It works, but I'm just gonna go up the stairs because I'm literally one floor up. All right, so right when you come in, you have a couple doors to the left, a bedroom to the right. Let me show you this room first. This is the office, actually, which they probably should just turn into a spare bedroom. I don't know why they didn't. This was originally against the wall, but I wanted a nice office space to work from. Has a nice little balcony area here, which I'm actually using to dry clothes. This is very Soviet. Already, you can see This style of a kind of indoor balcony is very, very popular around this area because it gives you extra square footage, especially in the winter. So as a view to the street, but it's relatively quiet, especially the double rooms. And my favorite part is the supermarket is right there, though you do have to walk all the way around to get there. So going back inside, there is this old Soviet couch, a bookshelf with very, very Soviet books. I wonder when these were written and how long ago these were last used. I actually haven't picked up any of these. None of them had dust on it, which is surprising, but definitely some old books here. I guess this is actually French, I don't know why, but I would love to be able to read some of these, but I just can't read Russian or Ukrainian. She has a very nice selection of books though. And here we have a working piano, surprisingly. Johnny can't play though. So here, more kind of building design books. I wonder if she's an architect, the owner of this place. But overall, I've been happy to have this room set up, even though it would have been better as a guest room, not really for me, but for others. Speaking of bedrooms, here is the main bedroom, which I actually would have turned into the living room instead, or the office, because it's huge and kind of unnecessarily. Because you have these couches here where you don't really want people sitting in your bedroom anyways. I don't know why they have it. Here's a nice big wardrobe. Ukrainians love a lot of storage and a lot of closet space. I didn't even open the other half because I would never use this much. But here is the other part of that balcony. And this one actually surprisingly has 2 air conditioning units, one in each room, which is actually very uncommon. But you can see here, they're using this as storage for, I guess this is the floors that they didn't finish. So kind of a waste because this would have been really nice to sit out here, but it's kind of just unusable. But that same view here. So this particular Airbnb or apartment is kind of a strange mix of partially renovated, but definitely an old building, but also with like old furniture. So when I first booked it, I was confused. I was like, some things look really new. Like this bed is technically new, but obviously this blanket is super Soviet and old. And then the floors are pretty nice. The walls are white. This is super nice, but with the old Soviet furniture, and you'll see the bathroom and the kitchen, then it just makes the whole place feel old. So this is actually a good use case on why you should never do a partial renovation. If you're gonna spend the money to renovate, you should just do the whole thing, because people will automatically assume it's not renovated, even though some things are if you don't do everything. My designer actually warned me against this because I was going to just renovate this half and not the kitchen or the bathroom. But as you're gonna see, if you don't, instantly people realize how old this place is. These old tiles, I know it's expensive to renovate, and that's probably why they didn't do it, but it just instantly makes this place feel old, especially when you realize this has no tap. And as you can see, this is a shared tap. So you want to turn this on and wash your hands. Here it's really low, so it's a bit hard to wash your face. But what's really awkward is half the time you had taken a shower, so you try to wash your hands, and you realize the shower turns on and nothing comes out of here. So you have to kind of memorize how this goes. And to make it even more confusing, if you want to operate this washer, you have to turn this all the way to the left. I couldn't figure it out. I actually had to message her and ask. And another kind of cost saver for them to add this, instead of having this drain out, this drains to the tub, which is funny, especially because this, I don't know why it just fell and flooded this whole area one day. This towel warmer is also very Soviet. It is literally just hot water piped through here, and it's always on. So even during the summer, right now, it's still warm. Now let me show you the bathroom. Also, very Soviet, separate bathroom with a ton of storage. I mean, I guess they invented it, which is good, but like, what do you even need to store in here? Like, I guess they're just hiding this water pipe, but definitely makes the place feel even smaller, but Soviet toilet. But don't get me wrong, I actually like having a separate toilet, even though it feels more comfortable having one bathroom. But if you are sharing it with roommates or a family, it's much easier for one person to use the toilet while someone else is brushing their teeth or showering. So here also, there's just like a little tiny nook. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's not that much room here. It's probably just 2 hand widths. So they built a very shallow closet. So you can't put that much stuff, but you put towels and stuff. So actually, it's smart. So headed to the last room, this is the kitchen. And as you can see right away, it is a very kind of old Soviet looking kitchen. It's actually very functional. This is relatively newer. Nice Samsung microwave. Nice view. Really, there's nothing at all wrong with this kitchen. They even painted, but as you can instantly feel, this is an old kitchen. So it makes the whole place feel much older than it actually is. Even though, right when you step out and you look at these doors, you realize, oh, actually it is a somewhat nice place, except for this texture on this wallpaper. I don't know why they chose this. One thing I like about renting from actual people and not just like Airbnb businesses is they have like pots and pans and stuff because people actually have lived here before. This one actually has too many. It was actually kind of annoying to even try to find like a teacup because there's like 5 million of them probably left over from their grandma and aunts passing it down. But in general, it is nice to be able to actually have access to stuff. Like, how many cups are in this Airbnb? Trying to count them. And I actually normally don't really go through all the drawers because there's normally pretty empty. But this is really interesting to kind of see all this random stuff. And this cactus. So there you guys have it. This is the tour of my partially renovated Airbnb on Hirom Dnipro, which is the last station, the metro station outside the city center. And I like it. I wish I can spend more time and read some of these books, maybe play some piano, but Johnny's just not that type of talented. But it was really interesting living here and experimenting what it's like to live outside the city center. I think that if I was a normal human and I had like a normal job, if I worked from home, if I had like a family, or if I had a girlfriend, if I had kids, I would happily live here. Beautiful kind of surrounding area. And it's not like aesthetically beautiful, but just comfortable. Like comfortable area, nice people, amazing supermarket, best supermarket I've seen in Kiev. So cheap, such good quality food. I'm just very, very pleased and happy with it. To the city center, it's really not that bad because you walk 7 minutes through all these nice shops, pick up whatever you need, go to the metro, same thing on the way back. And as long as you come home before 12 midnight, it's super easy and cheap. It's just like 30 cents to get to the city center. It's one direct line, so you don't even need to transfer. So overall, very, very convenient, but I somehow need to go to the center every single day, sometimes twice a day. And it's just not worth me sitting on the train for 30, 40 minutes every single time, especially like I'm just passing, where I would be living, and I just kind of feel like it's a waste of my time. I also like popping home for an hour or two just to rest, kind of between, meeting friends before lunch and dinner, before going out. So for me, it's just not a comfortable, ideal place to live at this point in my life. But if I ever do get married, if I ever do kind of settle down, then I would happily live out here. It is cheaper. This place was $24 a night on Airbnb, which is still kind of expensive if you think about it. It's $750 a month, but it's Airbnb pricing. Airbnb takes, kind of a big cut, includes electricity and water and internet, kind of all the utilities that you normally wouldn't have to pay for. And Airbnb just has a market because there's just not that much competition in Ukraine. If you're gonna rent this as a 6-month or 1-year lease, kind of through a private person, you can probably get this for $400 a month or so. So it would be much cheaper. So let me know. What do you think? Would you happily live in this apartment? Do you like these conveniences? Do you like the outdoor gym? Do you like being so close to the supermarket and the metro? And you're still, you know, relatively close to the center. By the way, I took a taxi from the center. During the day when there's traffic, it's still not expensive, but you're sitting in traffic for for like an hour, and it's going to cost you 300 hryvnia, which is like $12. So I always take the metro for 30 cents. But at night, when I was drinking and I didn't feel like taking the metro back, it was only like 150 hryvnia on Uber, so about $5. So really not expensive to get around. But would you live out here? Let me know. Would you rather live in the city center where it's kind of busy, there's no great supermarkets, there's no pull-up bars, you know, in your backyard, or would you rather live out here? Let me know in the comments below. See you guys in the next one.